Welcome back. This is Absent Minded Gamer, and we're here for another airplane review of the AN2. This airplane dropped today as the new Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 patch dropped. This also dropped in the Microsoft Marketplace. This little bird can be yours, or this little magnificent bird can be yours right now for the whopping price of $5. And it is worth every bit of $5. And I think the regular price was going to be something like $14 or $15. And even at that, it's still worth it. But let's just jump right in and take a look at the Antonov 2, or the AN2 as it is known for. This airplane is positively gorgeous. 4K texturing all around. Everything in the cockpit does something. It comes with 4 different versions of the airplane. And you will get the original AN2, which does not have any modern avionics in it. And it sticks with the traditional avionics suite that the AN2 used. And you'll also get the AN2 with floats and a modernized version of the AN2 with the GPS 530 and 430 installed. It also has one with skis. Now, the liveries, if you use the original AN2, the original comes with 10 different liveries. The rest of them all come with one livery per. So I'm assuming that you can probably copy those liveries or somehow make the other liveries work with the other planes. But personally, I would have liked to have seen more liveries with the modernized version. But that's okay. So let's just take a look at the plane as a whole here. This is one of the 10 liveries that you can choose from. This is my personal favorite. I like the metal, the shiny metal look. But look at the detail. Look at the engine. Now the engine itself is a 9-cylinder air-cooled supercharged radial piston engine. This thing's a monster. But the plane only has a max speed of 160 miles per hour with a cruise speed of 120, and the plane itself has a ceiling of 14,500 feet. So you're not going to go too awfully high in this, and you're not going to go very fast. It's a very slow-moving aircraft. Alright, let's jump on into the cockpit and take a look. I will show off some of the other liveries so you can get an idea what the other liveries do look like. But for right now, we're going to just jump right on in. Alrighty, so the cockpit itself is old. I mean, this airplane has been flying since 1947. So you're going to see some modern systems implemented into this plane, but it's still going to be very old. And it's going to have a very, oops, god damn it. And it's still going to have a very old feel to it. I mean, the interior is nicely modeled. It has a very old feel to it. You look at the seats. That I guess that would be sheep covers. Here's our center console. Your throttle, your condition lever, your mixtures. And everything is in Russian. So you just do that. You set your aileron trim, set your lamps, and more switches. Everything seems to have some kind of function. I haven't found anything yet that says something is inoperative. It's all functional. Even right on down to most of the lighting in the cockpit, the flood lighting, the cockpit lamps, everything is adjustable. And your transponders and ATC transponder, clock heating, right fan. Okay, and then your main switch panels up here. So you're going to have your flap switches, your comm radios, ADF, transponders, radio altimeter power, cowl flaps, panel lights, cabin lighting, pitot heat, and movable lights. And the cabin does light up in the dark. You got to turn on all the right switches and turn on the right systems, and it will illuminate the cockpit at night. And then we have the yokes. Very old style, old, well-used look to them. There's more switches down to the left of the pilot. Everything does something. Your window heat, wiper switches, and passenger signal lamp, fuel selectors. This one is your intercom mode, so if you want to talk to your passengers, you can do that if you like. There's your lamps. You can move those around. I can't do it right now because I'm not in the right view, but you can move them around so you can actually move the light in the cockpit to where you want to see. Alright, then we move to the rear of the plane, and the older version it has a very old look. Then if you go with the one that has the modern avionics in it, or the GPS suite, it has a newer look to it. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one first. Okay, so we are going to go into the rear compartment. You gotta open it up, and we can traverse back there. So we need to go back to here and go to external. Oh, no, we don't want external view. We want showcase view. Okay, so as I said, this is the old. This doesn't look very comfortable. This would probably be your military variant or a very Soviet variant. And there is nothing past the rear bulkhead here. But that's what you get with this particular plane. Now we'll go ahead and jump on into another one, and I can show you the difference between the different models. Okay, let's do that. Alright, this would be the one with the modern avionics in it. This includes the GPS 530 and 430. So we're sitting outside the plane, and it is a little more modern looking. It's not as hard looking as the AN2 original model is. This one looks to be built a little more I would almost say a little more comforting for the people that are going to fly on it. So if we jump into the cockpit, not much is going to change here, except that you're going to have your GPS equipment mounted there next to the switch panel, and you have those which do nothing. Well, they might do something because we're not Yeah, we're actually in showcase mode, so I take that back. I'll try that here in a second. So if we go back here and we go back into the rear of the cockpit, I can't manipulate it without being in the cockpit mode. So we'll go ahead and try that. Let's take a look. See if those do something. Yes, those all do something. They all have something to do with the actual GPS and comm radios. So that's awesome that they all actually work. Let's see what else we got up here. And I'll show you what I was talking about, the lamps. If you click on the lamp, you can move the lamp around. And it will, if you're flying at night, that really helps. Okay, let's open up the rear compartment. Next to the co-pilot, it doesn't look like anything over there does anything, but everything on the co-pilot side panel front does seem to function. And the intercom mode does, but that doesn't seem to do anything. So let's go take a look in the rear of the plane. So this one, like I said, is a little more modernized and is built for the comfort of the passenger. I don't know how comfortable I would feel riding in the back of this plane. And it goes all the way to the back, to the rear bulkhead, and that door does not go anywhere. So we can open up our doors. Yeah, you can open up the doors if you need to. Can't do it right now because we're in showcase mode. But it looks a little cleaner. It doesn't look as hard and rough as the original AN2 plane does. But this, you only get the one livery. You don't get two liveries, or you don't get the number of liveries that you get with the original AN2 model of the plane. Okay, back outside. Does not have passengers, apparently. I have a fully loaded plane, and there are no passengers appearing in the rear of the plane, which is unfortunate. I thought for sure it would allow for passengers. The thing is a monster. I mean, to think that this thing has been flying since 1947. And they're still using it today. There's still militaries that use this airplane. And currently there are 7 countries that are still flying this plane for military use. Which, and primary users are the Soviet Union, North Korea, China, and Cuba. If that tells you anything. But it's a workhorse. It's a pretty remarkable airplane and considerably reliable given its age. Okay, so we're going to go and I'll go ahead and load up a different livery and I'll show that one off, and then we're going to go fly it. This one is the ski model version of the AN2. We're sitting here in the Antarctic getting ready for takeoff, but we've replaced our wheels with skis. No big surprise there. The cockpit itself is, I believe, about the same. Rear compartment reverts back to its old style, and we are left without the GPS and modern avionics. So there you have the ski version of the Antonov 2. We'll go ahead and take her up and take her for a little flight. Alright, well, we had some scraping noise as we took off. this is not going to be our test flight. This is just to give you an idea of what the ski version of the Antonov 2 looks like. So we'll jump in back into the modern Antonov and go fly that one back at the last airport we were at. Okay, we are sitting out on this little island chain. We're going to fly from GVAC to GVBA. I do not remember what the name of this area was. I just kind of picked it at random. So we'll just go ahead and jump on in and fly. Let's fire up the engines. Or not. Oh wow. It's the first time I've seen smoke with the startup. That's cool. Okay, so we are in the modern version of the AN2 with the GPS configuration. We'll just get going here, and I'll get you an airport name and the island name here in a second. Alright, we are at Almocar Cabral. We are going to be taking off to the north, and I believe then headed south. I just grabbed this island chain because it looked interesting. Oops, what did I do? Oh, that's the lamp. I can adjust the lamp so I can hit my co-pilot in the head with it if I want to. As you can see, this is a major international airport. Plane watching.
Papa Oscar Delta, continue for north departure.
Almocar Cabral Tower Antonov Hotel Alpha, Papa Oscar Delta, continue for north departure.
Not much to see here. We don't really have far to go, so. Kind of hoping that I could put my GPS 750 in this, but no, at least not yet. intercom power. I guess I could just bring the GTN 750 and have it bring it up outside of the airplane, I guess, if I really wanted to use it. Absolutely no autopilot. Thought there would be
Antenna Papa Oscar Delta
something
leaving by
in
airspace
this
frequency change
that
approved.
have like an altitude heading hold.
Amoker Cabral Tower
And,
Antonov Hotel Alpha, Papa Oscar,
altitude hold.
Delta frequency
Guess not.
change. Sal approach Antonov Hotel Alpha, Papa Oscar Delta, is type Antonov, 3 miles south of Amoker Cabral, 2,600 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
Antenna Hotel Alpha Papa Oscar Delta cell approach. Squawk 5644.
Squawk 5644, Antonov Papa Oscar Delta.
Antenna Papa Oscar Delta radar contact 4 miles south of Amoker Cabral, 2,900 feet. Cleared through the Charlie airspace. Maintain own navigation.
Cleared through the Charlie airspace Antonov Papa Oscar Delta.
The islands actually looked a little closer on the map than what they are in real life. And that's the island we're going for out there. Something tells me it's going to take a little longer than I planned. How far are we? A half hour. Well, we don't really want to bore you with the flight thing, so we're just gonna, the magic of computers, we're gonna jump over and we'll be lined up with the runway. Okay? And just like that, we're lined up with the runway. Look at that. Isn't that magical? Kind of an interesting area to check out, really. Pretty barren. So, again, we're in the Antonov with the Antonov with the GPS 530 or GPS configuration. And there is no autopilot, so you can't tie your GPS to your autopilot, and unfortunately. I was kind of hoping you could do that in the one with the modern avionics, but I can't seem to locate an autopilot, and one does not turn off or on, so there is that. But you're not this realistically, if you want to fly this the way they flew it back in the day, this is the route to go. This has a stall speed of 31 miles per hour. So you can get this puppy going super slow and not stall out. Can't see the guy standing in front of the plane. That could have dangerous consequences. Okay, we are parked. And that is going to do it for my review of the Antonov 2. It's cheap. It's worth the money. It's graphically impressive. It's fun to fly. And it's just another great airplane for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.